Alright, what's good guys? Welcome back to a new video. Didn't get that much content for the week, so this week's video is going to be me sitting down and talking about how the shop's going, and maybe if you want to open up a shop yourself, maybe some advice, some tips, some tricks, because I have been living it for the past 6 months. We're officially 6 months deep, half a year, and we're going to kind of go through it, talk about some of the things I was expecting, some of the things I was not expecting, how the shop's doing financially, and other things to talk about. So if you guys are down for that, let's have a chat. We're in the back of the office, the headquarters here at Sneaker Souffle, 136 West Foothill Boulevard, Azusa, California, 91702. Or if you guys want to shop online, sneakersouffle.com. Try to have pretty solid and aggressive prices. That's just how my business operates. I'm not really a sneaker store that's charging, say like 40% over market value and trying to really scrape every last dollar I can from each shoe. I look more of it as try to sell as much as possible, get as many people as possible to have a positive experience with the store, and hopefully that comes back in word of mouth or just repeat customers. So let's dive into it. We're officially 6 months into it. I know going into this venture, I was probably the most stressed I've ever been in my life. I don't know if I let it out. Maybe you can even go back to those few videos where right before the shop opened, I was incredibly stressed. All this money was pouring out and no money was coming in. But then leading up to it, January comes and we have a really solid month. Let me set a couple things. You guys, this is the first video on the channel. I've built up a following prior to having the store. I know most people open the store and then build the following, but I was too scared to go that route. And I always knew that the brand was going to be very important for the success of the store or whatever it is. So I made sure to market myself prior to opening the store, honestly without the intentions of ever opening the store. Like, it was in the back of my mind, but I never really thought I would do it. And look, here we are now. But yeah, so I really focused on growing the brand. I would make these YouTube videos. I would post TikToks. I would post Instagram videos. I really locked in on just posting and getting my face out there as much as possible so that people knew the brand. People knew me. People knew Sneaker Souffle. People knew where to get their shoes and where to sell their shoes if they ever wanted to. Because now having a store, people could just look it up and be like, okay, I want to go sell my shoes to that store over there. But prior to that, when I was at home at my parents' house, people aren't coming to my parents' house to sell shoes. Like, they would DM me on Instagram and we would meet up, or they would ship them, so they'd be out of state. So yeah, that's also why I think this is working for me at the moment, is because I built the brand in the first place. Like, yes, these are the dead months of the year. This first half of the year is the most dead when it comes to selling and all that kind of stuff. But it's doing well for me because I built the brand. We're doing a lot of sales online. We're still doing a decent amount in store, but I'd say it's probably like a 60-40 split or like a 70-30 split, 70 to 60% or 60 to 70% being website, and then I'd say probably like 30 to 40% being in store. I'd really like to get that in-store margin a little higher, but that's just going to be on me marketing better and waiting for those the back to school time, like around Black Friday, the holiday season. But yeah, a lot of this is just on me, and I learned to market better and just stuff like that. Hold on, someone might be coming in right now. Are they coming in? Okay, no, they're not coming in. But yeah, so all that aside, first month, January, I was extremely stressed out. I think I opened up with maybe like 130, 140 pairs of shoes, if that. So I was super stressed to make sure I was going to be able to pay my bills on time, rent, and just all the other stuff I had to pay for. But in January, we did $29,000 worth of revenue, almost $30,000, and we did $8,300 in profit, which leads me with a 28% margin. And that honestly really put me in a cheerful spirit and looking forward to the next coming months. Because honestly, I had no idea what to expect coming into this, because this was my first time doing this. Like, yeah, I have some friends that own stores as well, so it's been really helpful to bounce stuff off of them and like, hey, what happened in this first month, or like, what did you go through, so I can kind of expect it myself. But you really won't know until you go through it for the first time and experience all the growing pains that come with it. January was a very good month. Now transitioning into February, we had Valentine's Day, so we did a nice little sale. This was the best month, probably tied for one of my best months almost ever. We did $12,000 in profit in February with a 27% margin. So a really big jump, almost a $4,000 jump going from January to February. And this month really had me feeling good. The shelves were starting to stock up a little bit more. But then we moved to March. I dropped a couple $1,000 and we didn't quite hit the $10,000 threshold, but the margin stayed the same. I just didn't sell as much. But March is usually not the best month according to like previous spreadsheets I've kept track of. March, April, May are usually my worst month. I don't know how it is for most people, but those are usually just mine. But yeah, March we brought in $9,800 and with a profit at a 27% margin. Also, another thing that I wish, actually I feel like someone did tell me, but I didn't take it as serious as it is. Sales tax is huge. Every single sale that goes through California, this is just for California. I don't know what other tax laws are for other states, but sales tax in California, you got to keep track of that. I used to think that sales tax just went off into a magic little bank account into the government and it's paid. No, every time someone pays sales tax, it goes directly into my bank account and I am directly responsible for that money getting transitioned to the government. So money, bank account, me, government. It needs to go all the way through me to get to that government. And yeah, I would definitely definitely advise you guys to make a separate bank account and put all the sales tax in there, because they do not play with that. They're second to none from the IRS. They probably work hand in hand. So yeah, do not mess with the CDTFA. They are on their shit. But yeah, just letting you guys know, because it's quarterly, so you guys are gonna get hit with a fat check and maybe you won't be able to pay it, or maybe you don't have the funds at the time. Does not matter. It is due when it is due. So yeah, that was March. March was a solid month. I definitely felt some type of way at the end of March just because I didn't see growth. I went from February with a really good month to March with a little decline, but it was fine. It's not like I jumped from $12,000 a month to $6,000 a month. Then I would have had some problems and I would have had to figure some shit out. Moved to April. April was my best month to date. We brought in almost $13,000 worth of profit at a 24% margin. This month I also cleared out some stuff, and so far I've been able to liquidate inventory at like a 5%, 5 to 10% margin, which is fantastic in my eyes. Because prior to the store, when I would liquidate stuff, I would be losing maybe 5 to 10% instead of making 5 to 10%. So if I'm able to buy inventory and make anywhere from 20 to 30% on it, and the stuff that doesn't move liquidate in 2 to 3 months at a 5 to 10% margin, I am super happy. Like I honestly, I cannot complain. But it's honestly just buying according to the market. Don't overpay in hopes of something going up in the future, especially in today's market, because you just got to buy for the now. Buy it, make your quick money, and move on. Don't buy stuff and hold on to it, especially in today's market. I've seen a lot of people exit the game just because they are not used to making the money, or they're not used to the money that they're making now prior to like COVID time when everyone was a millionaire. Now you really got to work for that dollar. But you know what? We're in this for the long run. I don't really care about the ups and downs of the market because I buy according to the market. So I'm always going to be straight. People are always telling me that. It's like, are you ever scared of like market dips and stuff? No, it's bad for your average consumer if you guys are buying retail pairs and expecting a huge flip. Like it happens very often when people come in and they think they're going to get the $40 on top of retail that they paid like they did in COVID. It doesn't work like that. If you come into the store, a lot of my stuff is priced under retail. That's because I have to buy it under retail to sell it a little under retail so it sells. If it doesn't, just go to Foot Locker. Like if you want to buy stuff for retail, like Foot Locker has all the Jordans, the military 4s, Space Jam lows, like they have everything now. So if you want that, just go to a regular store. But here I gotta price stuff well or else it will not sell. But yeah, like I said, just buy according to market and you will never have a problem. So yeah, that was April. April was my best month. It was at a 24% margin, but like I said, I did liquidate a good amount of inventory that month that was just kind of dead and not moving that I had when I opened. So I was just okay with moving on with it. And then now we moved to May. May was a solid month. We still brought in around $11,000 to $12,000 for the profit, somewhere in the middle there, at a 23% margin. So I was happy with that. Not as good as April. I wasn't expecting as good as April just because it felt a lot slower, because I am here every day. So I do feel when it's slow and when it's not slow. Like some days are going to absolutely suck. Like there has been days, thankfully not as often anymore, where I'll maybe make one sale and have maybe one person come through for the whole day and I'll have to rethink my whole life. But then I have to take a step back and realize a month is 30 days, not just one. One day is like what, 3% of a month? But yeah, I just kind of go with it. I kind of have to remind myself that one day is not going to dictate the whole month outcome. So I think perspective is kind of big in that, especially when it's a solo team and it's just me. But I'm interested to see what this looks like, say a couple months down the line when I have a couple employees here. Because right now I'm looking for an intern. I have a couple people that I'm going to interview soon. By the time you guys are watching this, I've already stopped taking applications. But if you guys ever do want to work at the store, make sure to follow the Instagram. I will post that I'm hiring again eventually, but not at the moment. I just have to be really safe with who I'm hiring at the moment, just because shit hasn't worked out prior. I'm not going to get into it at all. Shit has not worked out in the past. So I'm learning from my mistakes in the past and moving on. What I would say is careful who you trust and who you bring close to you, because you never know who's really out there to get you and try to get the best, not to get the best of you, but just take advantage of you. But yeah, definitely be careful with who you bring in this business, because there's a lot of money moving in this business. Although it might not look like it from the outside perspective, like all these are just dollar signs, you know? So definitely be careful with who you hire, who you bring around, who you give keys to, just all that kind of stuff that you don't really think about. Because yeah, like I said, I'm telling you this, but some shit you just have to experience firsthand and then just go through the pain of making those mistakes and learning from those mistakes. Then we flash forward to June. June's not too crazy. I had been liquidating a lot this month, and luckily I haven't lost any money this month. So I am happy. If I can maintain and keep selling inventory that's been dead at a profit, I am happy. I don't care if I break even or making a little bit of money. As long as I'm not losing money, I'm happy. But even if I am losing money and I'm just getting that money back and recouping it back into new investments and stuff that can actually make me some money, I'm cool with that. But yeah, that's pretty much a 5.5 month recap, because we're still in the middle of June. So it's really been like 5.5 months. But yeah, man, these are the dead months of the year. So far in the past 5.5 months, I've made almost $60,000. Fortunately, I haven't seen any of that, and I probably won't until next year, where I can start paying myself a little bit of a salary. But then even then, I don't know, because I'm always going to prioritize the store before my myself. I'm gonna be paying employees. I want to pay my employees well, so they feel like their time is valuable. That's honestly probably the biggest thing, is like I want to be able to treat my employees well. I want them to be proud that they're working here and not that they're just wasting time making barely anything. But obviously that's going to be a work in progress. But yeah, I do look forward to the day I can finally start to pay myself a little something. But right now, everything is going back into the store, reinvesting it. There's still a ton that needs to get done at the shop. Like I still need to finish building out this back room. This wall is completely blank. Just optimize it for people to work in here. I still need to get a sign out front. That's going to be like 4 or 5 grand. I still need to build out the second wall, which is probably getting pretty close. I'd say probably like another 2-3 months and I'm going to build out that wall, maybe even sooner, who knows. But yeah, man, it has been a crazy journey so far. I've been very humble, just learning new things and being able to experience this, because I feel like most people in their young 20s or early 20s don't experience this. So I'm very grateful to get this experience under my belt and to see where this takes me in the future. So I'm super excited. But yeah, I definitely still think opening a store in this period of time in 2024 is still worth it. You just have to be smart. Like there's been a couple people coming in where they want to open up a store and they don't really know too much about the shoes, and I just told them flat out, like, definitely rethink some of your decisions. I'm not trying to crush your dreams or anything, but like I've been around shoes my whole life and I still don't feel like I'm really doing this shit to max capacity, you know? So you really got to know your shit, especially if you go the buy sell trade route, because the buy sell trade route attracts more OGs, if you will, that have been in the space. They know their shit, and they're gonna look at to the owner and the people that are running the store and be like, do they know their shit? If they don't know their shit, why am I shopping here, you know? So I'd like to think I know a good amount of shoes, you know? Like I think my sneaker knowledge is up there, but you got to know everything about the shoes. You got to know when they come out, what they go for, the sales volume, what you can sell it for new, what you can sell it for used, what if you had to sell it and you needed the cash, like are you gonna lose money, or are you gonna break even on it, or you might make a little something, you know? There's so much shit that goes into it, and there's still a lot for me to learn. Like I still don't think like I need to step into that managerial role where I'm able to manage employees, tell people what to do, just kind of like break down tasks and find people that are, you're good at this, you're not good at this, so I'm gonna put you here. I'm good with that for myself. Like I know what I'm good at and what I'm not, but I have to recognize that in people now. There's definitely going to be a lot of learning. I'm looking forward to the 1-year update, kind of like this video, just 6 months later or 7 months later, and kind of see where we're at. But yeah, just thought I'd hop on here, make this the video for the week. I know it's not crazy, but I hope someone finds this interesting enough to watch all the way through, or maybe this helps you. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down below and I will try to answer them to the best of my abilities. If you guys want, feel free to follow the Instagram. It'll help me out a ton. Or if you shopped with us before, I would really appreciate a Google review. It helps me a ton, especially for people that don't know anything about me or the shop or anything, but it'll pop up on Google search results, so it helps me a ton. I'll leave the links to everything down below, like the website and stuff and the address to the store. Also, it'll be on the screen right here too. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to tell you guys, hop on here, chat a little bit. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Till next time, guys, peace.